Right, we're flying towards Goodison from Stanley Park, so where should we go?
Well, let's take a look over the park end, which is the closest one to us.
That's this one, yeah. So sorry, I don't know any stands here at all.
So the park end was redone in, it was 1994, and they did promise a two-tier stand at the time, and they only made a one tier really. They added the recent two grey towers a few seasons ago. I think that's for disabled access.
Yeah.
You know, and all the parkings outside the stadium. You used to get the players would park there before a game, but now they all come in on coach, and that's also used as the fan zone on the left-hand side before a game. So you go there before a game. There's generally stage set up with a bit of music,
And I know that statue's there.
yeah, the Dixie Dean statue. Obviously famous for scoring the most goals in a single season, 60 in one season.
Blimey.
Never been beaten. I mean, we thought Haaland might get close to it a couple of seasons ago, but thankfully Dixie still holds the record.
So was them Goodison letters a new addition, or
Yeah.
was they?
Yeah.
Oh, they just because they look like quite old.
Yeah. To be honest,
Right.
I can't remember when they got put up. I can't remember if that was with the new stand or whether it was in recent years, because they modernised a bit of Goodison. The blue towers you see on the corners, they were recent additions when Mashiri took over. And then if you look on the main stand, you can see there's a bit of a wrap on the outside with some of the legend players. I mean, that only happened 6 or 7 years ago. And behind that, it was like quite old corrugated metal, which had faded to like grey. So they jazzed it up a little bit by putting these on. Joe Royle won the last manager to win a
Go a bit
cup.
higher for signal.
And that's looking at the main stand. Now if you look on the left of the main stand, you can see the church, St Luke's, which cuts right in between the two stands, the Gladys Street and the main stand.
So that takes up that corner.
Yeah, it takes up the corner. It's one of the reasons why you couldn't renovate. I mean, when you look at the houses and how close the houses are to the stadium, and then over the Bullens Road, which you're looking across now, there's a school there. So you couldn't really do anything with the stadium in terms of making it much bigger.
Yeah, it's very, hemmed in by houses, isn't it?
Yeah, which when you look at Bramley Moor and the space we've got around Bramley Moor.
So this is Bullens Road. This one.
This is let's have a look. That's the Gladys Street.
Oh, Gladys Street.
It's Gladys Street. So the Gladys Street comes off the church, and the main stand comes off the church, and then Bullens Road is on the left there now.
Right. Okay. Yep.
As a kid, been into the Gladys Street many times. Went with a few of my friends from school. I remember Barnesy going with us. I think Yozza came with us. And Bullens Road have been in a couple of times, but mainly for friendlies or a couple of the women's games. But one of the things you can see from the shots, there's posts everywhere. So, you know, there's a lot of obstructed views within Goodison. Obviously, the design of the old stadiums.
Another reason for moving, I guess.
Yeah. There's that post you can see, sort of centre-ish there on the screen now. That obscures the left-hand goal post at Gladys Street from where I sit.
Right.
Yeah, that one there. So I sit there. Some of the directors' boxes, I think. I'm a bit behind all that. About 8 rows behind where the radio commentators are, which is quite good because they have screens for the replays, so you get to see what's actually going on.
What's going on.
Because I think, you know, obviously my personal opinion this, but as a match-going fan, we get one of the worst experiences because when VAR kicks in and things like that, we don't get to see the replays on the screen.
No, that's
There's the
Looks like-
dugouts,
looks like
a
there's-
very, very small tunnel to come in and out of.
Yeah, looks like they're doing some work on the AstroTurf around the edge, maybe.
Yeah, there is Astro
is it
around
Astro
the edge.
around the
yeah,
edge?
yeah. Apparently there's a few things planned over the season. Obviously with this being the final season of Goodison Park, they're hoping to make most match days quite special, I believe.
Yeah. Why, I guess, trying not to spend any money on the place.
Yeah, at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, I was shocked, you know, when they put the wraps up around the stadium, they were already talking about a new stadium at the time, so I was shocked that they'd spent the money on those kind of things, but it was needed.
Yeah, just to tidy up, because it's quite a smart looking place from outside.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean, there's going to be a lot lost with it when this place finally goes. I mean, it's one of the oldest stadiums going. I mean, the history of this stadium, we hosted 5 World Cup games in 1966. You know, it's the most World Cup venue outside of Wembley in the UK.
and that Wembley's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's-
We hosted the semi-final between West Germany and the Soviet Union,
yeah.
which is a huge event when you think
Yeah.
about it.
These bits I know about, the designs on the
Yeah, the Archibald Leach.
Archibald Leach,
Yeah.
say, because they've trying to incorporate that at Bramley Moor,
Yeah,
which doesn't appear to be very successful on the brickwork from
yeah, they thought it'd stand out more.
early indications, but
Yeah.
it may look different once you're in there. So is this the oldest stand left?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. That's the Bullens, and there's a lot of posts within the Bullens, especially in the upper area. There's actually some seats directly behind the post. I mean, I wouldn't like to be in those seats.
They're getting all the money like Real Madrid have got. I see a picture last night of some seats at Real Madrid, and they can just see one goal.
Ugh, yeah, it's just.
Gladys Street end.
And one of the things that I think is quite unique to this stadium is the noise levels, because everybody's so close to the pitch. It's very, very loud. I've been into other stadiums and you know, they're all great atmospheres and stuff, but Goodison, it just resonates around the place.
Yeah, it's the old traditional stadium
Yeah.
vibe, and it's rather than a modern bowl.
Yeah, you know, there's 4 corners, there's proper stands, and it's designed primarily as a football stadium, where a lot of the newer stadiums are designed for other venue. You know, for
exactly, for
concerts and
whatever else
things.
they can make money with.
You know, I mean, obviously across the road they're preparing for Taylor Swift, and you know, this is the thing, we've got to utilise Bramley Moor as much as possible for the extra revenue to come into the football club.
There's your record attendance, 78,299.
Yep. I mean, the current capacity, I think, is 39,500. You know, when you think what a difference that is, you know,
Yeah, it's going to be 52
52,000
at Bramley Moor, yeah.
with the possibility of rising to 60.
That's looking quite unlikely. From what I keep reading,
Yeah.
the safe standing where they can stand more than one in a seat
Yeah.
is a while off. So I don't know. It probably will happen in the end, but so I was just taking a look at these wraps.
Yeah, they put like big metal poles, and then obviously put the wrap around that. It was great
Yeah.
when you first came when that was done, because the ground just looked so different from
Yeah,
what it
I
used
bet
to.
it did.
It looked really tired for a long time.
I'll try and get them ex-players and whatever that was on this side. I was struggling for signal a bit out this way.
You just look how tightly compacted the
Yeah.
houses are.
I mean, when you see the stands shaped to the road, rather
Yeah.
than it's not a case of they built the road round the stadium. It's they've had to build the stadium within the
Yeah.
roads.
I mean, there was talk at one point, I think somebody did look at how could you redevelop it, and it was lowering the pitch, taking the pitch deeper, So when you walked in, you walked down steps towards the pitch.
Yeah.
And trying to do it that way, but I think it was too costly. I mean,
I have a feeling they done that at the Etihad from when they converted it from athletics to football. That's how they got the seats closer to the pitch.
Yeah.
It was lowered, where West Ham didn't.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, I mean, some of the views from the West Ham Stadium don't look great, especially if it's sat at the back. We're all going to miss this when it's gone. I mean, it's going to be sad when it's tore down.
Definitely, it's one, as you say, it's one of the last traditional old stadiums.
Yeah, you think like, you know, people. I was brought here by my dad, you know, as a young boy to see my first match, and how many times that's happened. Friend of mine, he comes here with his dad. His dad's like really old, and he's been season ticket for forever. I think, if I remember right, Everton did something for him where I think his season ticket's free now because he's been that long and he's that old.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do.
I'd say if I manage it, I should be able to. Excuse me, small screen. I think that's it there.
When you see the shape and the size of that, you just realise why we have to move.
I'd say that's looking good. It's beginning to look like a real
I mean, that cladding's coming on a lot now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6 months to go, so the sign inside says.
And all the talk about the balancing of the barrel cladding, the reason they put it on this side and that side and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they just put it on.
They put it
now
on now, whether
like.
Right, we're thanks for that, Phil.
You're very welcome.
Nice little guided tour of Goodison. Good to do it before it goes. And I'd say next year we'll come and do it again. Especially, I'm thinking right before the sort of last game there, then probably. Yeah. I'd say then after it.
Well, I'm going to document as much footage as I can from inside the stadium over the next
and
12 months.
I'll put a link to Phil's channel in my description, and this video is also going to be on Phil's channel as well for his viewers. And thanks everyone for watching, and thanks Phil.
Yeah, thank you.